Okay, how to adjust and reduce your grid bot range with minimal canceled order fee. So today's lesson is going to be when you already have your spot grid bot, how do you adjust and modify the grid range? And I want to talk about the whole minimal canceled order. So famous, here we go. Here's the lesson. So please grab this lesson. So today, guys, we're going to talk about how to adjust and reduce your grid bot range with minimal canceled order fees. I created a beautiful IRAD guide for this. So you just click on this and here it is. Okay, so this is assuming you already have a grid bot set up and assuming that uh, you already have Bybit account. So here's the tutorial. It should be less than a minute to do this. So first step is you go to tools and then you go to trading bot. So straight to it already, straight to tools trading bot. And then you'll see a section here that says view my bots. So that's what you want in here. You want the view my bots. So as you can see here, I have 4 running bots. You're going to click on that one and you can see here all of my different 4 bots. I'm just going to focus on my first one. As you can see in my first one here, it was 98,000 to 98,600 to 99,600. So I'm only going to trade at that range with 5 grids with around $4,000. I apologize, I'm not doing the lower $50 one. I did the guide on this one. And as you can see here, I'm already up $33. My other one is up a beautiful 4%. So here, after that, you click on details. And then, as you can see here, you can see a section that says modify. So why are we modifying? We're modifying because we're outside the range and we want to lower it. Okay, that's the scenario. We're lowering it, so we're gonna modify it. So in this case, we're gonna lower it. It's the Bitcoin's not trading between 98,600 to 99,600. I want to lower it down by 1,000. I want it around 97,600 to 98,600, and that's exactly what I'm gonna do. Notice I'm keeping the same range interval, right? In this case, 98,600 to 99,600, that's around 1,000. I'm not going to increase it to a 2,000 to 3,000 range. I'm not going to decrease it. I'm going to keep that interval, which is around $1,000 range, because 98,600 between 98,600 to 99,600 is at around 1,000. I'm going to keep it the same range. If you do change it, expect you might have to pay more because it's a bigger range, so you need more money. So in this case, so you don't have to change the money, you can just keep it the same interval. So in this case, from 98,600 to 99,600, we're going to switch from 97,600 to 98,600. And that's exactly what I'm going to do here. I'm just going to modify this 98 to 97. So I'm going to go 97,600. And then you can see 97,600 and this 98,600. I'm going to switch this to 99,600. And that's it. Sorry, from 99,800 to 98, my fault. And then see how modify, and that's it. It says here will sell. We'll come back to this. So in this case, what is it selling? It's selling Bitcoin because you currently have Bitcoin. And then because you bought Bitcoin at like that range, but you haven't sold high, right? You bought low, sell high. So right now, we're going to sell. And this is what I was afraid of because I'm like, hey, I'm going to lose money in here. And then a shout out to Clay for saying, hey, Erwin, don't worry. It's going to be a very minimal fee. I believe it's like 0.1%. So this is amazing, 0.1%. But we're making one trade. Exactly. I still remember Clay saying, like, one trade is going to wipe this fee lost, right? A fee loss. So what I love is there's no, you don't lose your whole capital. Number two, you don't lose all your money. That's what I want to say. You're not going to lose any money when you do this. That's what I was afraid of. That's why I didn't want to change it. So I just took the dive this weekend to say, you know what, let's just do this. Clay said, do it. So I'm just going to do it. So that's what you do. You click on modify. And as you can see here, the new range, 97,600, 98,600. We're going to click on confirm. Unfortunately, I didn't have that. Actually, yeah, it says here will sell. So that's good right here. It says will sell. Obviously, there's fees associated to this, but it's very minimal. In this case, not even 1%, not even half a percent. It's almost 0.1%. I'm going to show that later. Modify and confirm, and that's it. So that ends our lesson on how to decrease the range. So famous, you can cut this off. The next one we're going to do is how to increase the range. I have that IRAD guide, but I'm not going to do that now. I'm going to saving that up and how to take profits. Okay, so famous, you can cut that off. That will be in our lesson. Any question on this super duper simple IRAD guide? You guys can try it. So once again, this IRAD guide is so powerful. You can literally just watch it, right? So you can watch the video. If you rewind all the way to the start, so you can, there's multiple ways you can do this on the bottom left. You can watch it, you can try it, you can scroll it, you can slide it, you can quiz it. So that will be the homework. You're going to do the quiz, right? So like, hey, I'm going to practice this, right? After that's the homework, right? Like it won't show you any of the guides. You actually have to pretend you're doing it. You're like, oh, you're like, okay, let me do this. View my bots, click view my bots. So like actually it tells you the instructions there. And then you're going to start. I'm actually doing a practice here. I'm doing it again, pretty much. Okay. 98, 600. So I'm doing the quiz now. Click on modify, confirm, bam, tutorial completed. Congratulations. So bam, you can see how long it took me to do it. It took me 33 seconds. It's supposed to take a minute. I'm 91% correct. Not perfect. So homework is to do the quiz and post your results. Right. So guys, we're getting you guys to do this. You do this a bunch of times, it gets you comfortable. And then like, wow, this is amazing, right? Like you did that tutorial. Any questions? Any questions, Dean, Anto, Susan, on this guide? On, and then we'll talk about the fees. Any questions on the steps? Like, well, obviously you guys are gonna do it. But any questions what we're doing here before I continue on talking about the fees that you're going to experience? Okay, you can unmute, you can raise your hands, you can wave. Can you post the video link in this chat? So we post the link here. So here's the IRAD guide link of today's lesson, Dean. Let me see, how can we get the video? So try it, watch it. Oh, okay. I don't know if this is gonna work. Let's see. So let's see. So there's the link. You ask, I'll love to always deliver. There we go. So hopefully that works. Let me see a new guide. You post that in. There's the player and watch it. There you go. And then now you're watching it. So there you go, Dean. Hopefully that's good. I think it worked. Step one, you can see here, there's a timer, then it's going to switch. There you go. Ooh, look at that mouse moving. So beautiful. My hands are off. So there you go, Dean. Then you can watch it a bunch of times. I love these guides. Is that good, Dean? There's the video. Dean, hopefully that helps. Good. All right. Like it, I just have a concern about tax recording of the grid bot. Have you tried to output the bot transactions for tax documentation? So like it, I haven't looked into that one yet. So what I'll do is there is APIs. So you're that's another question here at like it.
Yeah, can
So
you?
yeah,
Yeah, it would be great if you can have a lesson about API about reporting, because I did try to generate a report for the Bybit whole thing, but I could
mhm.
not find the transactions of the Gridbot. And also when I have borrowed some money from using the Bybit loans, and it did not show the transaction, but only show my USDT increase. So that's something we have to sort out when we do tax reporting. So I just wonder how to do those stuff. It is, and Bybit wasn't that clear on the reporting too. So that's why I asked, because if we keep on doing the transaction on the grid, there'll be tons of transactions within a short time, if let alone a whole year.
Very,
So that's why I thought
very
that
good.
is important to know before we do
Yeah,
it.
very, very good question. So the history that'll be there. So yes, obviously, so two ways. Uh, Number one, the easy way is through API. Have you tried the API yet? Like it or not yet?
No, not yet because I'm not sure how to do that. So I know you create. Assume you create some kind of key and you type it in and then
Yep.
you generate, right?
Or, or
Yeah.
trend.
It have function in Bybit to download the report uh of the data you want to assign. But I tried it, but I could not find out. It didn't show the Bybit transactions. I mean the
Yeah.
GridBot transaction. So that's
Yeah.
why is my concern with the text though.
So let me park this. So I'll make note of this like it. So this is if you're doing live already, how do we track everything? So once again, crypt alone is not taxable. So once you get the loan, so that 1,000, that's not taxable because like you just got 1,000. That because it's a crypto loan and you're gonna pay it back. But then if you buy Bitcoin at $100,000 and you sold it 110, that's a taxable event. So in this case, let me try this like it. So I will do
I
this.
understand that the the loan that's borrowed is not taxable, but when I connect my crypto tax software to Bybit, I use Coinly, and it only showed that my USDT increased, but it could not track the transaction Y. So that means if we borrow money, we have to generate some kind of documentation to prove that it is not a sales. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm just like facts like that. I feel like we need to
So
sort it out too.
correct. So in this case, in my mind already, the crypto loan history is there. And of course, uh, you want to keep records, to keep
Yeah,
records.
like
Um,
do it now before wait to the
correct,
end of the year, then you
correct,
so
correct.
many transactions.
Well said. So I haven't been thinking about it because I know in my mind I was just gonna do it this way. And then in my mind, at Irwin's approach, I will be doing, actually, I need to do it for 2024. I will be doing an API exports. So guys, I have a lesson on that one, but we'll probably create one. So I don't know, at John, if you can help me out with that one, can you help me create this guide? And then if anything, I'll do the API import to Coinly or CoinLedger. And then obviously most likely you'll have to modify certain things, i.e. Crypto loans, right? Because in this case, I believe maybe does Coinly or CoinLedger handle crypto loans, right? We don't know. So that's my approach, like it. So let me thank you for that one. That's why I'm like I wasn't that worried because I don't think we need to do this. We don't need to manually export the transactions. That's plan B. And then, of course, the plan C is the worst way where you have to type in each one. That's just ridiculous. The other thing that I do want to share later on, once you hit, once you hit, this is for the Americans. For Americans, actually, once you hit 100K plus, to take a crypto loan and get at John Gibson's, um, um, he has one with an irrevocable trust. So to trust, so you don't need to worry about the taxes. I am looking into another one for internationals, which is the ecclesiastical trust to not worry about taxes, right? So that's what in my mind. I have to really look into this as well. Okay, thank you for that.
A
Like it. So
question. Well, can I
yeah,
ask
go ahead.
another question? Mentioned that once we hit 100,000 to take a crypto loan, and then we can ask John Gibson, the trust fund for help. So when you say 100,000, you're talking about before we sell it or after we sell it?
I
You know,
think
because
because
it can go up and down.
yeah, yeah. No, because this is obviously with John Gibson's solution. solution is around, if I'm not mistaken, around 15 to 20K. This irrevocable trust. Okay, a lot of advantages on this. That's why it's like, hey, John and I have been talking to say, hey, does it make sense that okay, people who only have 50,000, that is like, okay, they'll take an irrevocable trust? No, not yet. Like it's like start thinking about it once you're in the six-figure number. Does that make sense? Like it?
No, yeah, yeah. Actually, I talked to him before. It makes sense because that's what I'm planning to. But I just
Yeah.
wonder the timing. It's like, should I sell it first? Or I guess I shouldn't
Um,
sell it because once I sell it, I cannot, it has to be, it's taxable. I cannot put it in a
yeah.
trust fund
Let,
and I
let,
don't.
let's bring this to the let's bring this to the Monday call and the Wednesday call. Like it. Is that okay? I know we have to start
Yeah.
thinking about this because we're getting off what you call that out of scope today. His focus on today's focus.
All right. Charging
I know
it.
it's,
Okay, thank you.
yeah, thank you for reminding me. I'm like, for me, I'm like, I'm not even thinking about it because I'm just gonna do this and this. But for me, I'm actually gonna go for the ecclesiastical trust. But I know I'm ready. Like if I need this to come up, I need to export that sooner or later, and then I will actually do both. I'm gonna have the API. I'll have this as Plan B because I always want a Plan B, and then of course I'll probably put that in a Google Drive. Yes, so we'll start thinking about that. Okay. All right. Any more questions? Can we set up bots without the level one, Clay? Uh, can you set up bots? I don't think you can even log in or deposit if I'm not mistaken, Dean, unfortunately. So John, if you're verified, I think you can do the bots. Yes, you have to be verified if from my understanding, D. So that's what I said, guys. That's why you're waiting, but at the same time, you don't need to wait because you can actually practice. You can practice here in the classroom, in the quick links. Now with the IRAD guides, you can practice here to say, hey, how do I um, do the spot grid bot? How do we practice on doing this? So you can start practicing on, oh, okay, I'm getting used to the screens so that when you're ready, you're like, okay, I'm ready to do this. And then you've done practice of this, same thing, you do the quiz and then you quiz that. And then that would be great. Okay. So same thing with the loan. You're like, hey, let me check out the loan, how this works. So you can practice on the loan while you're waiting to familiarize yourself with the screen. You can be like, oh, here's the crypto loan screen, finance, crypto loans. Then you can start borrowing each in here, how much amount you want to make, borrow, and then all of that pieces. You're like, oh, interesting. On the how much I want to borrow. Okay. All right. Any more questions?
Erwin, I have
Yeah, yeah. Go
this is
ahead, Dean.
Dean. I got a question.
Go ahead.
Um, I'm on Bybit right now and trying to verify, and it's not giving me under Palau, it's not giving me the digital ID. It's just giving me a passport or driver's license. Has anybody else had that issue?
Passports or driver's license. Wow. Can you share your screen or take a screenshot? Let me see if I can give you a screen. Let me if I can see what's happening. Okay, yeah, go
I
ahead. You
think
should be able to share screen.
I think it
Dean.
was Passport.
Oh, so Johnny picked that with Tracy. You picked passport, Clay. It's been a while since
Uh,
I've done it.
Me too. I think it was Passport because driver's license didn't make any sense
So
because it was
actually
like
they ask for,
address.
Go ahead,
so
like
when
it.
I apply it, you can use both. But if you choose one, you have to stick with it. And then the issue that if you apply using your driver's license, whatever address they would take from the driver's license.
Yeah.
So, so if you use a passport, then you can put your correct address later because my driver's license has my old address. So I was concerned that they would send to the old address. So I was able to update my mailing address to my current address, but they would have to use my old address as the record for the ID.
Do you mind sharing your screen, Dean?
How do I do that?
Oh, you've never done it on Zoom. Okay, so on the Zoom, there's a button called share screen. Coach John saying also there's a loop on the passport. You know what? Let's just use a little bit of Chat GPT. Actually, let me just go to the Bybit. How do I get their level 1 verified? Bybit.
Yep. Dean, do you have the bar at the bottom?
Yeah.
Do you have more? Unless there's a share with the green arrow pointing up, or a green box with the
Yeah,
arrow pointing up.
I've got the arrow share.
Yeah, click that.
Oh, okay. So before you share your screen, Dean, so you're saying you're not seeing this.
Yes, correct. I'm on Bybit. So it's only giving me passport or driver's license on Bybit, and it's not giving me the ID card. It originally did, but then I went through the verification process and it for some reason it's not giving
And
me.
then you have the VPN for which country?
I just switched mine to Guam. When you said Guam before, I used
Strange.
the Philippines, I think.
I know for a fact, depending on your country, that's another piece. Because I remember when I was doing Binance, when you switch, like, okay, if I do Binance, and then if I do Binance and then I do Palau, then it switches based on the country. But then that's what I said, but then it should be Palau. Okay, yeah, maybe we can just share your screen. So this is strange. It should be like this. Because I'm pretty sure if I saw passport and driver's license, I'll be like, none of that makes sense. It should be ID card. So can I just see? Can you share your screen? I think Clay was guiding you. So yeah, in the bottom screen, there's a share screen. So has anybody? Who was the last few ones? Susan, did anybody? This is strange because I'm pretty sure I saw ID card. Has anybody used anything else? So, like it, are you saying you didn't use ID card? You use passport? Someone did something else?
Okay, I did it when I was in Hong Kong. So I
And
remember at the page it
yeah,
asked for your information. So I thought it's easy. I just use my driver's license ID. So when I put
and
it in,
when
I
you say
had to
driver's
stick with
license, which driver's license? Like which country?
US, USA,
Yeah,
United States.
that shouldn't work. That's strange.
Hmm.
No, it works for me. So, but I have to keep on using it. So I did remember I used the driver's
You
license.
didn't
So
use your
that's
Palau residence for your Bybit?
I see. I'm so sorry. I thought you were buying. Yeah, okay, I see. No, I use my Palau. I have to take a pictures for that.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, Dean, I'm just gonna ask for remote control. I think if this is your first time, you might have to do some settings. Okay,
Yeah.
just click on open system settings. See, passport driver's license, that's strange now that doesn't have the ID. I'm like, this is like not good. This is not good. This is ruining our
Well,
whole
is
program.
Malaysia selected? Or before that, was Malaysia selected because they put in some sort of note that Dean,
Yeah, yeah, but then
or did you change it to Singapore?
the thing is, Clay, it has to say Palau, right? It has to say Palau here.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
You're getting it. Let me just refresh it. So, Dean, I'm just taking over your computer for a second.
Okay.
Very beautiful Mac. And then you just want to make sure. So you're in Guam. Yes, you're in Guam. Verification failed. So re-verify. Oh, look at that business. Okay, this is not good. So it's saying
Erwin, is
Guam.
that
He
because
closed.
I just for the business verification, is that correct? Because I don't think I chose business
No, no,
verification.
no.
I don't know if that matters.
You can select business if you want. So John, okay, you're saying if we do the ID, so our services are restricted. See how with Palau, passport and drivers, I'm like, this is getting a red flag for me now. And if we go in Malaysia, yeah, passport and driver's. Oh, there you go. This is not good, guys. This is really not good. Now they just got rid of it, and I'm like, I'm like, what happened now?
Try it.
This is not good, guys.
Try. Can
See,
you
this
try
is what
Malaysia?
happened. This is not
Try
good.
Malaysia.
Not good. No, because the issuer of his card is not Malaysia.
I know.
So
It
this
should
is
be
when it's
Palau.
not good. That means they changed it, meaning the window is closed. And it's like, holy spirit, what we're gonna do? Because this is what I wanted to do with Binance. I wanted to do, oh, there you go. Okay, see, I wanted to do Binance, and this is exactly what's happening to Binance. Binance forces you to actually have a Palau passport or Palau driver's license and not just a Palau ID. So now our window for
Oh,
Palau has just closed, is what I'm seeing,
that's
guys. Let me see here. See Estonia. See, now we might have to go Estonia
interesting.
ID card or Portugal. So now, oh, and then I didn't even get as Minas too. And then not only that, for us who did only 1 year, we should have had the 5 years. See, Portugal can do it. You see what's happening here? And Dean, give me time. Because now it's like saying, and then of course, obviously, you've tried.
This is where Tracy's stuck too, by the way.
Yeah, they changed it. It looks like you're not allowed to use your ID card anymore because that's why they removed it. You can't, you have to use an actual passport or a driver's license. So let me take this offline. Dean, actually, let me just chat GPT it. Let me chat GPT it. So it looks like the window for Palau is gone. Um, um, browse the internet. You can't use Palau digital residence or Bybit anymore. Oh no. Oh gosh, this is not good, guys. So now we're all the people that are getting it. See right here. We might have to go with Estonia now. So I have to take this offline, guys. I apologize. It looks like they closed the window as of December 2024. And then of course I was like, oh man, I should have went for 5 years on my Palau as opposed to, so right now they might close our Bybit for Palau residents. So now we might have to use let me take this offline. Let me take this offline, guys, to see
Hey,
what I can.
Deborah, I think everybody who's verified is verified because I'm good.
Yep, yep. I think I have a few solutions, guys. So driver's license, you can see John, it's not gonna work because driver's license, it's this is identification card, John. Mary, go ahead. So kept telling me to stand still, Anto. So go ahead, Mary, and then I'll put some pointers. Go ahead, Mary.
So I have a dual citizenship with the Dominican Republic, and I noticed that they do allow Bybit. I just need to get my passport.
Beautiful.
So I guess I can use that.
Yes, should be. Yep. Beautiful.
Okay.
So guys, I have a few plan Bs. So we do have a member that's in Palau. The question is, obviously you can't get a driver's license. That was my plan B. Plan B was the driver's license. So we might have to go with Estonia. So I think Dean, you saw that. Let me look at it already. Let's see here. Can you get a digital residence or Estonia or Portugal? Even Portugal might be good. Maybe the Lord is pointing us to Portugal because it's 0% tax. So there you go. Digital nomad visa. There you go. So I'm gonna look into the Estonia and the Portugal. Which country has no tax or less taxes for crypto? So maybe maybe the Lord is pointing us somewhere else. So obviously German, The country applies to short-term crypto tax gains for less than however long-term. There you go. This is beautiful. Maybe the Lord is pointing us to this. However, long-term holdings remain tax-free. So maybe the Lord wants us to go directly to Portugal instead of Estonia. How much in Estonia and Palau? So I'm gonna look into the Portugal one. So if it's short term, you have to pay 28%. But if it's assets held for less than a year, but since we're holding it longer, I believe we qualify for this. So this is huge. Long-term holdings remain tax-free. So that's huge. As opposed to Estonia, how much crypto tax? How much crypto tax in Estonia and Palau? Versus in Estonia and Palau might be more taxes, right? I got 3 minutes. So Estonia, 20%. Now it's 22%, and then Palau is 10 to 12%. Well, this one, see how Palau for cryptos is not explicitly defined. So similar to what Canada was a few years ago. So when I read that, Palau has no tax, but that can change. And now Palau has totally changed. And then of course, Estonia is already saying 20%. Okay, and 22%. So I think I'm gonna look into the Portugal, and plus it's perfect because, well, the Portugal one, if you guys want to look into it with me, the digital Portugal Digital Nomad Visa Ultimate Guide will start looking into this. So now this is a curveball, but good thing we have the Estonia and the Portugal route as well. Short stay visa or
Erwin, what ID would that be? Do we have to
I think we're good, Clay. The ones that are been verified, we're good for a year, assuming we only got a year, right?
No,
Uh,
we're good, but what ID would that be for the others? Because
uh,
Portugal's different than
I have
Palau.
I have no idea. That's why you guys have to give me time. But I've heard of
Okay.
the similar concept with digital residence, and then as I said, with a quick chat GPT, this concept right here. Portugal's digital nomad visa, D8 visa, designed for remote workers and freelancers who wish to live and work in Portugal while being employed in companies outside the country. Allows non-EU EEA citizens to reside in Portugal for 1 year. There you go. So we might have to go with this route. So I apologize, guys. The Palau is gone. So not what you want to hear, but it's gone. So but we keep pushing. We keep pushing, and I'm gonna push for this sometime today. I apologize, Dean, and for people who didn't get it. I don't think unfortunately, it's the same thing with Binance. And there's a risk as well for everybody that has the Bybit. There's a risk they're going to give us a month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months to say, hey, Bybit Palau residents, you won't be able to use it. You're going to have to get out. And in this case, I'm going to go push for this because of the 0% tax in Portugal is going to be beautiful. So I think the Lord is leading us to go to Portugal. I wonder if Dominican, on a side note, since Mayor talked about Dominican, how about Dominican taxes? Oh my gosh, your country's so good, Mary. Like, I really want to go to Dominican right now. It's freezing here. So unfortunately, I mean, see here, Mary, I would go with Portugal still, because right now you're looking at 27% crypto tax and 25% versus Portugal's 0%. So like that's huge. Let's say you make 15 million, 1 million in taxes versus you get all that back just by getting a Portugal. I would get the Portugal one, right? So, right. Okay, guys. Unfortunately, another curveball. I'm gonna go figure this out. We have to hold our gains for a year in order to not pay taxes. Right, Deborah, I think it's used as long as you hold your crypto for more than a year, Deborah. So I have to let me go deeper into that one. Okay. Can I use? Wow, you have a Chinese driver's license, Deborah. That's amazing. How did you get that, Deborah? I'm curious. Like you're not a citizen, but you have a driver's license. I'm curious now. I thought you have to have a citizenship to get a license, but then actually, no, you're right, because you can get a driver's license. Um,
No, they
you've
have driver's license tests in Chinglish.
so
Really?
you took it. You were actually physically there.
Yeah, I lived there for 8 years.
I see, I see, I see. Oh yeah, should work. I mean, it should work. I don't know, Deborah. You can give it a try. By the way, you can have two accounts. Like you can have your Bybit Palau, then you can have a new email, Bybit Chinese. So same thing with you, Mary. You can have Bybit Dominican and Bybit Portugal. So I'm gonna have a Bybit Philippines, Bybit Palau, and then a Bybit Portugal. Okay. All right. Deborah, I would have tried for an ID before Palau. Yeah, you have Palau.
How do we get Bybit Palau? Or I mean, not Bybit. Sorry.
You can have multiple.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah. I was thinking Binance.
Yeah, that Binance one is really powerful, guys. On a side note, where are my Binance people at? So Ria, I think Mary, guys, I am playing around with Binance. It has a trailing. I was saving this, but I'm gonna might as well sell it. And Lorraine, it has a trailing up and a trailing down. So this is beautiful. It's almost a set it, forget it, grid bot. Bybit doesn't have this. So when I saw that, I'm playing around with it right now. I think I'm doing no leverage futures, and I think Mike is here as well. Is Mike still here? So it has a trailing up and trailing down. So just giving you guys a heads up. So that's really cool because it's like, what does that mean? That means almost a set it, forget it type of bot where as much as Bybit, okay? Chinese legal Chinese name, not my actual name. So that's fine. Deborah, that can work. Your Chinese name, it can work. Now, remember, everything just has to match. So meaning, Deborah, if you can't use your American bank, everything has to match. In this case, if you're going to use your Chinese, if you're going to use fiat, you want to withdraw to a bank, everything has to match. Okay. But that's fine still. No. Like it unless you have a dual citizenship. So Brian, one of our minus bit members, he married someone that's in Portugal and he has a Portugal US dual citizenship and then vice versa. Someone I think uh I forgot her name. Someone from Venezuela has both. Okay. All right, guys. Give us time to work on this to figure this out. Um, and then use the school, guys. So same thing. The chat's here. So guys, this is it. That's why I love trading. The stuff that we're learning. Um, use the share your crypto. Welcome to trades. So like use the chat in here. Obviously, here's the latest lesson, but here's the chat to see your updates on, you know what, let me share this. Let me share this, at least this chat GPT link in here. I think we're going for Portugal now. Actually, I've always wanted to go to Portugal and Estonia, but I mean, that Portugal with the 0% tax is really catching my eyes. That's why I want to do that one. So I think this is, I'm going to start looking into this. If you guys want to go on ahead and help me out, you guys can look into that as well. I'll put that on the main general chat. So guys, because now we have to move quickly. But that's amazing. Like maybe the Lord is pointing us, guys, you guys should be doing Portugal, not Palau, not Estonia. Go Portugal with the 0% tax. And then we should push that because when we're gonna make the hundreds, thousands, and the millions and the billions, you want tax free and then Portugal all the way. And I'm actually going there. I think June. So that's cool. All right. Any more questions? If not, well, we're done. I think we're done. Wait till 120. Chris, yes. Binance. That's gonna be amazing, Chris. If that happens, woo, hallelujah, praise the Lord. So, Chris, that's gonna be amazing, guys, because oh my gosh, trailing up and down a Binance bot, almost a set it, forget it kind of bot. So I always teach guys as I close today, everything in eights. Think Ecclesiastes 11:2, invest in 7 or 8 ventures. What does that mean? You want to have 8 coins, 8 hardware wallet companies, 8 exchanges, 8 accounts. When these things happen, or like, oh my gosh, then you're losing the 1% per day. Like we can make 1% per day. That's amazing. But then now you're like, oh, my Bybit's not working. So Dean, like now we need to have a backup, right? So for me, I'm like, okay, I have a backup, which is I always have the Bybit, I have Binance, and now I have the Philippines, and now I'm gonna have Portugal. Okay. All right, guys. Chris, yes, the 28th. Oh, on a side note, if you're in my investing tonight, that's what I want to talk about. And in the Wealth Foundation, I'm going to talk about positioning yourself because once again, there is a word on on a temp on his life. So now, Dean, you're gonna like this because like we have a potential dip, right? Because if they're gonna try to take his life, I don't know. Maybe I might be wrong, but there's that thing where they're gonna try to take his life. Does
Hmm.
that I don't know. Will that dip it? Well, let's be ready, right? So let's be ready. In my mind, a simple, okay, if everything crashes, I'm just gonna get more XRP. That's high level, but stay tuned in Wealth Foundations and in my investing. And if you're not in my investing, highly suggest we're thinking of ways to increase that. Um, but might as well email if you're not in our investing class because the prices are gonna go up fivefold. Okay, so just giving you guys up. It's a 1K, 3K, 6K. That's gonna go to 5K, 10K, and 20K. So just giving you guys a heads up before the price goes up. Because when you email and say, I really want to get into the investing class, Erwin, you want to capture that. I'm giving you guys more room before we increase that price for next as going up. All right, guys, I think I'm done. Um, I think we should take the time to look into the Portugal. I think that's what we should do today. Okay, guys. All right, guys. Um, let me just read what Clay's saying. Clay here. Team working with AI and cryptos are what we know. Okay, I need to read that. So, okay. All right, go ahead, Mary. You had one more question?
Yes. Why don't you teach on Pionex?
Um, Good point. I'm not teaching on Pinex. That's a good point. Thank you for bringing that up. Let me go with Pinex. Let's see what's happening there. I think Clay also brought that up.
Mhm.
Okay, so it's rank 38 as a backup. I know there's some trading bots in there. Maybe I'll look into that one. So it does have a score. Uh, top crypto spot exchanges.
It's in America already. The problem is that for other countries, it's .com, so it's all web page, I believe.
Okay, let me just
So America has an app,
so Pinex.
.us.
And
Yep.
it has a spot grid bot, right? Clay.
Yeah, bunch of them.
I find
Not
the grid
not as
bot is there.
advanced. You can't do
Okay.
the trading like what we can do on the Bybit, where you can modify. You can't do that. You have to close it.
But that could be the plan B. So thank you, Mary. So we got a lot of things to do. Look into Pinex. Okay. Mary, thank you for letting me know about that, Mary.
Yeah, I thank Clay because he mentioned
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. So yeah, I know. I think I have an account there already. That's what I want to see. Okay, so it's 9 out of 10 in CoinGecko. So okay, maybe we'll look into that one temporarily. Obviously the Bybit is the one. The reason why we're in Bybit, Mary, is it's the second best exchange after Binance. Okay, so right
Okay.
here, Binance, Bybit, versus Pinex is all the way down here. You want something very liquid, a lot of money, just in case something goes down. But and of course now less features. That's why this is the gold, and then this is the second one is the best one. Okay. All right,
Okay.
guys. See you guys online. Let's look into the Portugal Coinbase. So, Chris, we can't do trading bots with Coinbase. That's exactly what you just said, Chris. January 20th. But even that, Coinbase is so behind with trading bots and crypto loans. Okay. You want the number one, you want the crypto loan. So I don't know if Pinex has that. So I'll look into Pinex. Clay, does Pinex have
No,
crypto loan?
no.
So that's why that defeats the process, Mary. The reason why now I'm probably gonna say no to Pinex. The reason why is if you have $100,000, Mary, then what you want to do is you don't want that $100,000. Our strategy is we put into XRP and then you borrow against that. So just in case Bitcoin explodes to 500,000 to 1 million, you'll be like, oh my gosh, Erwin, I should have just left it in Bitcoin or XRP. And in this case, that's what we're doing the Bybit strategy with the crypto loan. Because now we're in position. Does that make sense, Mary? As it keeps going up and up, we're making money, but at the same time, we're like, hey, we're making money because what we borrowed in there, um, Does that make sense, Mary?
Yeah,
Where you're like,
yeah. Thank
that's
you.
why we can't do now. I can call it. I'm not even gonna spend time on Pi next. I'm gonna spend time on making sure to get the Portugal or the Estonia. So as plan A and plan B.